I wish you could hear the conversations in the
No idea.
The House Oversight Committee re-upping a bipartisan investigation after reports of Ivanka Trump's use of a private email during the presidential transition. Incoming Chairman Elijah Cummings writing, the committee asked the White House for information on staffers' email practices last year, but never got anything back. Ms. Trump's legal team is defending her use of a private account, and so is President Trump.
Early on, and for a little period of time, Ivanka did some emails. They weren't classified like Hillary Clinton. They're all in presidential records. There was no hiding. There was no deleting like Hillary Clinton did. There was no service in the basement like Hillary Clinton had. You're talking about a whole different, you're talking about all fake news.
And he's not the only one coming to Ivanka Trump's defense. Republican Congressman Mark Meadows tweeting, there are over 30,000 BleachBit reasons why the Hillary Clinton email scandal isn't even close to the Ivanka email issue. But other Republicans want more information. Senate Homeland Security Chairman Ron Johnson saying he's, quote, concerned and calling for an official response by December 7th. Well, former Assistant U.S. Attorney Andrew McCarthy had this to say.
In this environment, particularly given how big an issue he made of Mrs. Clinton's use of private email to conduct official business, you have to wonder why anybody would do that. It's kind of an explosive thing at this point.
So, Congressman, should there be an investigation into this?
Well, I don't know there should be an investigation. I think it's foolish on behalf of Ivanka Trump to actually have a private email account when, I mean, the whole race for the last presidential cycle was about Hillary Clinton's illegal private email server and email accounts. And I think the president laid it out well. There's nothing comparable to what Ivanka did, what she was doing scheduling issues and forwarded all the emails, so it's all public record, to what Hillary Clinton did. Not only did she delete the 33,000 emails, we don't have them, but we recall when her team took sledgehammers to their cell phones and destroyed the cell phones so there'd be no record of these emails. And again, over 100 of them were classified. There's no indication that these emails are classified. So there's no comparison between the two, number one. But number two, it is really easy now for Democrats to hit Donald Trump and Ivanka. I think it was an amateur move on her part.
Well, and Capri, to that point, I mean, there have been comparisons made to Hillary Clinton. To Mark Meadows' point and to the congressman's here, you know, look, Hillary Clinton deleted 30,000 emails using BleachBit, set up her own private security or private server. Also, she was the nation's top diplomat and had classified information on that server. At least Ivanka's attorneys are saying that, you know, she didn't have any classified information in her emails. So what do you make of those comparisons?
Well, I think that there needs to be at least some disclosure because it doesn't matter if you have a private server or if you're using a non-government email account. The content is still potentially subject to a Freedom of Information request. So, and it could be potentially classified or not classified. We don't know. We're taking essentially Ivanka Trump's word for that. But there is a stark difference between these two things, because there is a difference between using a Gmail account or a Hotmail account and having a server in your basement. And this actually is one of the things that motivated me to give money against Hillary Clinton in 2016.
To Donald Trump?
No, to Joe Biden.
Oh, okay.
Joe Biden. For the draft Joe Biden campaign, because I was actually driving out to this to the running trail in Ohio, and I'm listening to her on Meet the Press, and she said, well, I just had the same server that my husband had when he was president in my basement. I'm like, what do you mean, AOL dial-up? That was 2000. You can't claim that email server. Are you kidding me? And so there's clearly some shady stuff there. I agree that it was an amateur move on Ivanka's part, but I don't think that it's necessarily the same.
Rachel, I mean, why do we keep seeing people in government making the same mistake, and what needs to be done about it?
I don't know, but can I just jump on another point that I think is interesting with Trey Gowdy, Ron Johnson? These are very prominent, respected members of the Republican conference, and they're saying they're not jumping on Ivanka, but they're saying, hey, we need to look at this. We want to get this information, send it to us. We want to make sure there's nothing classified, that there wasn't anything. I never saw that on the Democrat side and the part of Hillary Clinton. It was all cover up. It was all trying to, make sure that she had as little damage as possible, could make it through, the primary and into the election and win. And you know what? I look at the Republican. I'm a Republican.
What do you think is going to happen in January?
I look at the Republicans and I go, I'm proud that there's some independent thinking in there, that people can have different points of view and still be considered within the conference. And I don't think if you're a Democrat, if you had ever dared to call out Hillary, that you'd be allowed back
Julia,
in.
I want to get you in here. Does this sort of foreshadow what's ahead for the Trump administration in terms of investigations?
I mean, the Trump administration needs to just be more careful. I mean, this was a slip up. This was stupid. You don't send personal government-related emails. These started in December of 2016. But I honestly do not believe that Ivanka did this maliciously. She's not trying to cover anything up. I bet you half these emails are about her kids and family personal business, and they are not classified. And she did not, take a BlackBerry and hammer it to death. There's a big difference. And she's also not the former Secretary of State, for God's sake.
James Comey, former FBI, also had a private email account. Why don't Democrats join us and say, let's get those emails as well? Let's look at everyone's
She's willing to turn them all over.
All right.
She didn't delete them, so let's look at them.
All right, well, more to come, because despite bipartisan criticism, President Trump